when I saw the name, my heart sank. Pit in my stomach. I thought, why? All the tables. How did I end up with, what was it again? Biddy. How is this possible?
We got him right where we want him.
I bought into a poker tournament for $10,000.
But this isn't just any tournament. This is the main event, baby.
Main event, baby.
Where stars are born, dreams become reality, and lives are changed forever. Now, why is it a good idea for me to put myself up against the best competition in the world for a grand prize of over $10 million? I've dedicated the last 2 years of my life to learning and mastering the game, and I'm not gonna stop until I'm at the very top of the game.
I've had tons of success playing tournaments this year, and my confidence is at an all-time high. So now it's time to show the world what I'm made of.
It's my first time playing the main event. What advice do you have for me?
I would say be friendly to the people next to you. I think a lot of people make like lifelong friends playing poker, which is pretty nice. And not just that, if you're nice to the guy on your left, nice to the guy on your right, they'll be quite kind to you in pots. Like people might just like limp in with aces or check back on the river instead of like putting you all in. Sometimes people get like into feuds, and then what ends up happening is like they go after you or whatever. In the main event, it's all about surviving, and if you're friendly to the people next to you, it's not just being a good human and being nice, but it's also probably advantageous strategically too. You might get some more walks, so when you limp, they'll check back blinds, stuff like this. Be friendly.
That is really good advice. Should I try to get the drinks flowing at the table, you think?
No, I don't think so. Maybe buy someone a tea or something. Or actually, it's not bad. You buy the first drink, it's quite nice. It doesn't have to be alcoholic, but you tip the waitress, I got it for you, no problem. You play your hand. And then, I think it's nice.
All right, thank you so much.
No problem.
I'm heading to go play now, going to my seat. I am nervous, I'm anxious, but most of all, I'm excited and I'm thankful for this opportunity to even be able to play right now. And, I can't control the uncontrollable. If I run into it today, it is what it is. I'm just going to play my best game, leave it all on the felt and see what happens. Hello.
Hello, how good? Yeah, good morning.
All right, first break, I was up to about 64K from the 60K start, and now I'm down to like 54K. Won a couple small ones, lost a couple medium ones, called a 3-bet with ace queen offsuit, had to fold the flop. My table's great. My table's really awesome. I'm not gonna force anything. Of course, I would like to win a big one, but you just gotta wait for your turn, and I'm patiently waiting. We're gonna get back to it. Dinner break, chilling at Paris right now. Couple notable hands to report. At the end of last break, I quickly went to eat lunch with my girlfriend, so I didn't give any updates. But at the end of last break, I was down to like 38K from the 60K start, which it's not horrible, but my morale took a big hit, to be totally honest. It just sucked. Nothing was going my way. I won like 2 tiny pots and I lost a couple bigger ones. I had to call some C-bets and fold to like big turn barrels. But the few notable hands, first one, there's a under the gun limp, cutoff raises like a little over 3x. And I have 9-10 of hearts in the big blind, and I call, and under the gun calls as well. And flop comes down 8 jack queen rainbow, no heart. So we flop the nuts, the biscuit, and I check, under the gun checks, and initial raiser bets like half pot. And back to me, I probably should have raised, but I was thinking I'll just raise a clean turn. I don't really need too much protection, and if there's a flush draw out there, I would definitely raise, but I choose to just call and also try to keep in the other player, and he folds, so we go heads up to a turn, which comes a 10. Not ideal, definitely not ideal, because we lose to ace king now, and our straight just got downgraded big time. It goes check check, and then another 10 on the river, no flush, pairs the board, kind of a horrible run out, especially when I have the 10. I down bet thinking I'll get called by ace queen, king queen, maybe aces and kings. I bet like 30%, 40%, and they think, and they don't rip it, but they raise like ×4, and I'm just not like, what are their bluffs there? I don't know. Props to them if they turn like king queen into a bluff. I don't think they're doing that. I think they don't have bluffs there, so I fold, but it just sucked. And I was, of course, I'm beating myself that I should have raised the flop, but who knows? Maybe we go broke if we raise the flop because we play a way bigger pot than we need to, and we have to like check call on the river. But that was the first one. That's what got me down to like 38K. Morale was pretty low. I was feeling kind of defeated. But I know how tournaments go. I've done this a million times before. I know that it doesn't always go your way, and you just gotta, I still have 100 big blinds, which is so much room to work with. But next hand I played, I opened ace queen, early position, middle position flats me. Ace deuce on the flop. We flop trips, fantastic. Checking most of my range to the low jack, and he checks back. Turn comes another ace. We make quad aces with the queen kicker. Not that it matters. And I bet about 1/3, maybe a little bit larger. I bet 1,000 into it. And he calls, which is great. I think he has like a lot of pocket pairs that just boated up that have to call. Then the river's an 8. I bet the pot. I bet like 5,000 into 5,000. And they tank for a while and they fold, unfortunately. I look pretty polarized there. Either I have queens, kings, or ace X, or I have absolutely nothing. If I had like showdown value, I would just check it, try to get to showdown. Unfortunately, they do make the fold, but we took that one down and scoop a little bit of momentum our way until the big one. We have pocket kings under the gun, and we open to 1,000 at the 400 level, and we get 3-bet by the cutoff. Cutoff makes it, I made it 1,000, he made it 3,000, folds back to me, and I got pocket kings. I make it 8.5K, and he calls. So we go to a flop, and the flop was 10-8-6 with 2 diamonds. I bet 1/3 pot, they call, turns a queen, no flush, and it goes check, check. And then the river, I have a little over pot, it's another 8, so I now have 2 pair, kings and 8s. I think if they had a set, we would have found out by now on the turn. They're probably putting in chips. So I rip it for a little over pot, and hoping to get called by hands like ace queen, maybe pocket jacks, and they fold pretty quickly. So that got me back up to like 52K from 60. So feeling good. My table's great. Cards just got to come my way, but we're gonna get back into the fray and battle it out. All right, last break before the end of the day. We have one more level, so 2 hours. I am back up over starting stack. I got like 67K. Couple bluffs got through. I'm picking up the aggression, playing fearless now. And I did get caught speeding once. I was up to like 75K, lost a big one at the end. Blind versus blind. I was blasting it off. And yeah, about to go back it in. What the hell am I saying? Go back in? Like, what? That's not even English. All right, I'm gonna go play poker. Day one has come to an end, and we bagged 67K from the 60K starting stack. We were down to like 32K at one point, and we battled back. No super notable hands towards the end of the day. We 3-bet ace king in the big blind, facing a button open and a small blind call. Small blind called again, and we c-bet on a jack 10 deuce flop, and it got through, which is like, just sitting there while he's taking is scary as hell, but sigh of relief when we got it through. Yes, sir. Day 2, heading in right now, 67K. Good for like 80 big blinds. We are chilling. We are deep. We're gonna play our best poker. We're wearing all black because we're attending a funeral today. The funeral of the 8 chip stacks around me. Let's go. Think I'm scared? I'm not scared. First break, I'm down to like 64K. I played a hand where I opened from the hijack with ace-7 of hearts, and the big blind called, and the flop came down ace queen 7 with 2 clubs and a spade. Very nice. I bet small, he calls. Turn comes a deuce, bringing another flush draw, and I size up the full pot, and he calls. And then river is a deuce of spades, pairing the board, and the front door flush draw comes in. And he checks to me, he quickly checks to me, and I could definitely go for some value, but I make a nitty check back, and he quickly shows ace 2 for the runner full house. So very, very Unlucky for us, but that's okay. On the other hand, we had pocket jacks, folds to me in the small blind, and I raised 3x, he calls. Flop comes 8, 9, deuce. I bet a little under half pot, he calls. Turn is a 7, so 3-liner to a straight, and flush draws out there, and I check, and he bets like 1/3, and I'm not going anywhere, not raising. Raise is a little thin, especially with how the main event goes, people aren't going crazy. I call, river comes a king of spades. The flush draw comes in, kind of a weird card. He shouldn't have too many king X's, but I check and he bets a little under pot. And it's a nasty spot where Jack 10 makes the nut straight, and I got the double jack blocker, I got the spade blocker, but it's, yeah, I don't know. He has a lot of like 10x here and 6x here that turns into a bluff. I call, and I am good against queen 6 of hearts, kind of a light flop float, but I guess his plan was to bluff, and that's what he did. So we take that, and now we've bled down back to 64K, but we're still above starting stack. We take it. Level 2 on day 2, extremely card dead. Pretty much folded my way down to 55K. And then this lady who just bluffed off 90% of her stack, she made like a 2x pot, bet on the river, got jammed on and had to fold, and she had like 15K behind. She shoves early position, and it folds to me, and I ask for a count. And as I'm asking for a count, I look down at my hand, and it's pocket aces. And of course, I snap it off, and she has ace 10 of diamonds. And roll the footage.
Oh wow,
that's fantastic.
Flopped it. Bro, you flopped it. And diamonds are forever.
So that fucking sucked. And now I have about 45K, which 45 big blinds, or a little bit less now that the blinds are going up. It's okay. There's a lot more work to be done. We just need things to start going our way, and it'll all be good. I'm grabbing some Subway with my lovely lady during this 20-minute break. Thank you. Heading to dinner break right now. I actually just had a really amazing level. I peaked at like 92K, and now I'm sitting at about 82K from the 60K start, probably a little below average. We raised pocket kings from the low jack and the big blind calls. The big blind has been extremely active. He donks out about 1/3 pot on a 5-5-3 flop. And I could certainly raise, but he just has way more 5x than me. So not gonna raise, I just make the call, and we go to a jack on the turn, and he bets the full pot on the jack on the turn. And I'm thinking, if he really had a 5, is this the line he would take if he had a 5? Like, when he want to trap, when he want to go for the check raise or something on the flop, seems more like he's got a draw or like a 3 or pocket 4s or something, that a marginal hand or a draw that just doesn't want me putting on the pressure. I call, and then the river is a blank. It's like a no flush comes in or anything, and he puts up the white flag and checks, and there's already a ton in the middle. There's like 30K in the middle. I have like 40K behind, and first instinct was like, oh, I'm so glad he checked, and I can check back. I don't want to lose to a 5. But I thought about it and just thought, he's always bombing this river if he has a 5. I want to jam, but I'm thinking I can just get some thin value and maybe induce a bluff. I would definitely call. I bet 10K into the 30K, leaving like 30K behind, and he quickly folds, and he's thought ahead like about, the river is a 10. He thought I had pocket 10s or pocket jacks, but that was a nice one. Last hand before break, I was up to 92K, and I have pocket jacks in the hijack, and under the gun opens. Solid player, jacks. I'm gonna 3-bet here a good bit of the time, but definitely playing a little more passively. You can certainly flat them here. In position, I do that. I flat, and the button flats as well. Or I flat the hijack and the cutoff flats as well. Then the button, it was a 27 open, 2700 open. The button raises to 10K, which is like 9 big blinds. And the initial opener folds. And then back to me, pocket jacks. I'm looking at his stack, and it's such a small rate. He raises to 10K when there's already like 12K dead in the middle. This just screams aces or kings to me. Screams aces or kings. He wants the milk us so bad, but I'm not folding jacks. I'm priced in to flop a set. I call, and the cutoff calls as well. So we have a freaking huge pot here. There's already like 35K in the middle. And it comes like queen, 8, deuce, and I just check fold. Yeah, nothing more to say about that one. It'd be cool if we flopped the set and got every single chip, but we did not. And now we got dinner break and I'm feeling great. Morale is high. Feel like I'm playing well. Feel like I got a good read on the table. We just gotta get the cards to come our way, and in time they will. Okay, last level before the end of day 2. I had a very good level. First one I'm like actually really happy about. I am up to about 92,000 chips. The one notable hand I'll say, I opened Jack 9 of hearts from the hijack and the big blind called. We went to a flop of Queen 10 deuce with 2 diamonds. So I am open-ended. I have the lower end of the open-ender. And he checks to me, and of course I can see bet here. I decide to just check back. My reasoning there is I don't want to get check raised big on a board that I think he'll have a decent amount of check raises. And I don't really have too much equity to deny. Of course, it'd be nice if an ace or a king folds, but we should have some nutted hands when we check back on the turn. I mean, granted, we get there, and we do get there. Turn comes the 8. We make this the mega nuts, super disguised. He would never think we have Jack 9 here. And he leads out into us for about half pot. And flush draw on board, I'm absolutely raising it. I raise it up like 3x. I raise pretty big. And he calls something. He's got to have like 2 pair at least. He's got to have a big hand. And the river, I don't want to see a diamond. There's a lot of cards. I don't want to see the board pair. It comes a jack. So counterfeits my straight a little bit, but I still, having a 9 there is very tough. He checks to me and I bet about half pot, and he thinks about it and folds. So it's kind of an unfortunate river card because ace king gets there, and I could definitely have a lot of ace king there. So just all the more hands that beat him. I'm looking at this little thing on my forehead. I'm like moving the camera so it goes this way and that way. But great level. We get back to it. 2 more hours of play, and then we're on to day 3. So we gotta grind. Okay, I am walking in for day 3 because I bagged yesterday about 80K. I was so exhausted, I didn't make a recap video, and I didn't really play any crazy hands. There were a couple 3-bets that got through. I have about 33 big blinds. Today we make the money if I can make it towards the end of the day. I haven't been all in a single time. That's gonna change today, no doubt about it. Today is the day where my fate is decided, and there's also a familiar face at my table, so send the run good. This just in, breaking news, Doug Polk at my table. Doug, how you feeling going into day 3?
Breaking news, that's right. We're back here, we're live, we're playing some poker. I got 8 guys with short stacks I'm looking to push around. Hopefully they're gonna get to make $15,000 for a sweet min cash. All I gotta do is fold, and I'll be right there for it.
Were you trembling in fear when you saw you were at the same table as Benny? That's me.
Yeah, I was trembling. When I saw the name, it just my heart sank. Pit of my stomach. I thought, why? All the tables. How did I end up with, what was it again? Biddy. How is this possible?
We got him right where we want him.
Good luck.
Day 3, we made it to the first break. We are alive. This level started off horrible for us. We open Jack 10 suited, Queen high flop with a backdoor flush draw, and we see bet small, big blind calls, turns a queen, bringing in the flush draw. We have 4 diamonds, and I check back, realize my equity, could hit a jack or a 10 and be good, might have the best hand already. Rivers another queen, and he bets like pot, and I just fold jack high, of course. Another one, I have ace king, I open, with the flop, I see bet, they check raise me huge, I have to fold, running into it, I had to open and fold to a jam. And then I have pocket jacks in the big blind, under the gun opens, the low jack jams for like 26 or 27 big blinds. I have 30 big blinds with pocket jacks, and brutal spot. Because he could definitely be shoving worse pairs. He could definitely have 9s or 10s. You know, Doug's sitting to my right, and I'm having a good conversation with him, and I just don't want that to end. And I toss the jacks into the muck. It's still kind of itching away at me, but on to the next. You can't, you know, things don't go your way, but you gotta just move on to the next hand. Speaking of which, I'm on the button with pocket 6s. Doug Polk opens the minimum. He raises to 5,000 from the hijack, and I tank, and I announce that I'm all in. Roll the footage.
Very, very close. But I'm gonna give you some action.
Oh, I thought I could tank to make it look stronger than I was.
All right, flip it is.
Good luck, Doug.
Good luck, Biddy.
It's a great start.
That is a bad flop. 7.
Don't do it. Woo, baby. We did find the double up against Doug and when we needed it most, and we haven't really done anything since. So we're at about 65K, heading back after break 1. It's about to get real. I am back in my hotel room, which means the dream is dead. I shoved pocket 8s over a cutoff ISO from Doug. He woke up with queens and we could not find one of the 2 8s in the deck, and we are out of the main event. It stings, it hurts, but I knew what I was getting into. I knew that there was a big chance that I wouldn't cash. It was cool to make a pretty deep run, making it to day 3. At the end of day 3, people are going to be making it into the money. No easy spots for me. No, I get aces, I raise, get it all in. No, I flop the nuts, I get 3 streets of value. I had to play a lot of small ball. I had to 3-bet. I had to fold so much. Poker's brutal, but I love it, and I'm looking forward to getting back to the grind, and I'm coming back stronger next year, and I'm gonna play again next year, and I'm gonna keep playing every year until I fucking win the main event. Thank you so much for sweating it with me, guys. This is not the last you'll see of me. It's my 2nd year in Vegas, and Vegas is definitely up 2-0 on me, but I'm hungry. I'm coming back for more next year, and we're gonna get them. Video out.